What's up everybody? Slifael is here. Thanks again for watching and welcome to my new subscribers. If you're new to my channel, I'm trying to bring you cryptocurrency news in an entertainment kind of way, so it's easy for you to digest. So today, Bitcoin all-time high, the cryptocurrency market cap all-time high. So let's go! So as mentioned in the intro, Bitcoin all-time high again. The market cap also at the all-time high. But the biggest difference with the all-time high now of the market cap compared to June 12th, where we are also at approximately 116 billion back then, is that we do not see the altcoins at very high levels compared to then. So back then Ripple were at higher levels, NEM were at higher levels, Dash was approximately around 200, Ethereum was around 400, Monero was around 50, Stratus was around $10, and I can move on like that. So I'm still a little bit cautious, guys, because although I am a long-term investor, I always say to lock in some profits and not to be very greedy. I think I've also said this whenever the market hit the 90 billion market cap for the first time, and I will continue to say this. Even though all indicators, if you look at it from a technical analysis perspective, is that all the signs are very bullish at the moment. So let's look at the top 10 and the winners of today in terms of double-digit numbers. So at number 1, Bitcoin Cash with 41.19%. At number 2, NEO with 21.8%. And NEO entered the top 10, was it yesterday or the day before? And I really think NEO should not be underestimated, purely looking at it from a perspective as the Chinese equivalent of Ethereum. And what I also said in the video, together with Yes for Motivation, I look at it at the Chinese equivalent of another product in the West. So Google versus Baidu, for instance, Ren versus Facebook, eBay versus Alibaba, and now then Ethereum versus N-Shares or NEO. So China is always making a Chinese equivalent so that it will fit according to their rules and regulations. So also on the same position today as NEO is IOTA with 21.8% increase, and then next in line is NEM with 11.93% today. So let me shortly touch base again on Bitcoin Cash. Although it seemed that the sentiment is that everybody is pretty skeptical about Bitcoin Cash, and I'm not saying that I'm a Bitcoin Cash supporter, but I just try to be a little bit realistic about the whole situation. And we see now, for instance, that the difficulty for mining Bitcoin Cash has already been adjusted 2 times, and the system will correct itself so that we will get to an average bulk time of 10 minutes. Also in terms of trading, a lot of trading is happening on Bitcoin Cash, and even though it's still more profitable to mine Bitcoin versus Bitcoin Cash, if you compare it to each other, you will get 150% more profit out of Bitcoin. Still, I think over time we should just make conclusions to see whether Bitcoin Cash is dead or not. But you can say what you want. Even though the hash rate is not very high for Bitcoin Cash, if you put things into perspective, it's still 230 peta hash, which is actually a significant amount. And again, I'm not saying I'm supporting Bitcoin Cash, I'm just looking at some probabilities for it to succeed. And only time will tell, of course. But if we look at the original white paper of Satoshi, he indicated that Bitcoin is a peer-to-peer cash system. And actually, with increasing the block size, it still fits within the original vision of Satoshi. And thus, for instance, an additional chain on top, like the Lightning Network, which is a third-party service, still fits within the vision of a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. Then let's just take a look at the rest of the top 30. The two that were showing double-digit numbers were Waves today, and they've also announced that they have a new CFO today, and Qtum. And Qtum even surpassed Monero and Stratus for a short while in terms of market cap. Then some other news of today. So last week I had the interview with Satoshi Pay. So their service is focused on nano payments and micro payments. And the investment group behind Satoshi Pay, Coincilium, had indicated that they have sold off all the shares to the Blue Star Capital Group. Also a nice did you know, what I've read today is that CoinMarketCap surpassed the Wall Street Journal in terms of popularity. So also based on this trend, we can make the assumption that cryptocurrencies are getting more traction. And last but not least, now you can provide your donations in Zcash to WikiLeaks. So, that's it for today. Thanks again for watching. Peace out!